Hey, welcome back to some more Core Leaked. I finally did it. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. You can probably guess what I did. Yes, you're looking at it right here and now. I can finally clear this stage on auto deploy. Just briefly run through the thought process. Show you what's going on. I have to do it at 1x speed though because it takes a lot of planning and talking to do. First of all, I kept trying to use what's that called? I kept trying to use Peng Lai here, the bottom right unit here to stall the top units when I should have just been using Scorpion. Scorpions will be able to break those things, crawl towards here and break that one. Next I put what's that called? Ao over here, Vanguard Girl. Vanguard Girl will use her skill. Once both of them target her, drop down Nibilin and then drop down Medic, heal them. As you can see, the Scorpions are dealing a lot of damage. Once they are down, put down the Sniper. You may have noticed is a new Sniper. Welcome to my team. Next I also put Next I also put Yaston down. Yaston with with Aruru here. And what's her name again? Sun. Also earlier the boss had this Unchain ability going on. Use this button, the one that allows you to reposition your units to move your Shiro Neko out of the way. That way she won't die from the attack. No, that way she won't be sealed like these units currently are. Right now the units sealed are Sun as well as Tianyi. Tianyi is fine because her HP will just keep decreasing even as she's in this state. Once it reaches 0, she'll summon 3 units and then go into cooldown mode. Just like this, as you can see, she summons 3 units and she retreats. So it's fine. It's not like she's permanently sealed. Wait for the boss to activate that thing again. Let the Scorpions break those down. Make sure to activate both of these posts after you've gotten to this point. The boss will attempt to seal. Use the first seal break to remove it and buff everyone's attack. Everybody will concentrate the fire. The defender here is tanking a lot of the damage. The caster here is dealing a lot of the damage herself. All of my units just attacking as hard as humanly possible. Important thing to note here is that when you're at this point where you effectively have both lanes here cleared perfectly well, you can focus your efforts on unsealing the boss. Once the boss uses this chain again, immediately unseal. I kind of lagged over there. I should have unsealed it already, but I just sort of missed out on that. Otherwise I would have cleared earlier. But yeah, unseal it when you have a lot of units here. You want to keep the DPS as high as possible if and when available. Use Yaston's skill aggressively to deal more shred damage towards this boss. There's the 6-star sniper over here can lower the defense, which is why Yaston's sniper form is stronger against this particular boss, at least when you're using it this way. Right, that's a 6-10 what's that called? That's 6-10 cleared with auto deploy. Very nice. Aside from that, let me just show you what happened to my roster while I haven't been recording. The reason I haven't been recording is that I told myself, okay, if I'm going to do the next video, I want it to be with 6-10. In the end, it took me 3 days. It took me fucking 3 days to record and mount over this stage before I finally worked out. I should have stopped using you and started using you to break the drones, the siege drones that destroy your relay point very quickly. Aside from that, you may have noticed that Aruru over here is a new addition to the team. I pulled for her, but I never really raised her until now. After I cleared 6-10, there was a ticket that helped raise her from level 61 to level 90. I applied that ticket and managed to raise her all the way from 61 to 90. Then I had to do a breakthrough. No, I had to do her breakthrough again. After that, I put her to 91 just so I can remind myself that she's already at breakthrough 3. As for my next goal in mind, I'm not sure. Part of me wants to raise Sun all the way to breakthrough 4 immediately, because what's that called? Where is it? No. Yes, here we go. At breakthrough 4, her her third attack will increase the attack power to 168%. That is a big increase. That is almost too big an increase to ignore. Oh, it's displayed up here. Okay. Basically, how do I say this? Her skill, no, her talent, well, a passive, I guess. Her passive increases the damage significantly. Not only that, she also reduces the amount of cooldown time that she's on, which means she is able to come back and deploy faster. She has a level cap raised to 150. That's pretty good. Base parameters increase. That's very nice. That would be my goal soon. But for now, I think my goal is just to attempt the difficult S stages here. These are the stages that come after, what's that called? After chapter 6. These are side 6 story stages. I'll probably run through a couple of them. I'm not sure if I can get all the way to the very end since I am currently stuck at 6-4, S6-4. This stage is difficult as nails. I'm not gonna try it now. It's too late at the night. It's way too late in the night for me to attempt something like that. Oh, I feel like dying. Alright, that being said, what's that called? Aside from Aruru, I also had a couple more, what's that called? A couple more units that I pulled for recently. Let me show them to you soon. But before that, let me just check the speed up chips, if I have any that I need to use before I go to bed. Otherwise, you'll just stock up to infinity. I only have one. Okay, I emptied this recently. That's good. Another one will come up soon, but that's fine. I'm in no rush to use it up. No rush to use it up at all. That's good. Where am I? Okay, right. I want to, nope. Here. There we go. This one details the what's that called, acquisition order of the units I have. So as you can see, the first few units are Atene and Elise. Then there's what's that called, Penglai. There's Tianjin, Bowen, Ripple, Nibilin, Frudora, Frudora. I don't know, whatever. Fuck. There's Task, typical Task. He's everyone calls him a meme, but I actually like using Task a lot because he's what's that called? He speeds up your unit's movement, so he's very good for some strategies where you bum rush the objective. What's that called? Task in particular is especially powerful. No, not powerful. Especially useful with Draper. Draper is a unit that wait, is it Draper? Draper. Okay, yes, Draper. She's a unit that's focused on breaking the objectives. It says here, 破裂，攻击不具备移动能力的目标。She attacks structures, exclusively structures. So if you put her with Task, she'll be able to speed run basically all the way from the deployment region to her objective, which is good because she'll be able to deal damage very aggressively. You are a mortarer, and I regret raising you. Let me just say that I regret raising Zola. Zola is not that strong, unfortunately. At least not the way I've been using her, and her performance hasn't exactly inspired. You are a guard, if I remember correctly. You're a guard? Yes, and you're a duelist guard. 普通攻击造成近程的单体物理伤害，然后纤长造成大量伤害。在西向竞技中，普攻造成伤害额外造成的伤害额外提高70%，最大生命值减少20%。He's a what's that called? He's a guard unit who is able to deal like what's that called? Single target damage quite reliably, and what's that called? He's able to engage mostly in single combat, I suppose. Even at level 1, his HP is like 1707. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And his skills are like every 4 attacks he'll charge up fully, and he'll be able to smack the enemy for 265% attack. His skill over here, every 5 attacks of his increases his what's that called? Increases the damage by like 35% and 70%. He's meant for what's that called? He's meant for fighting effectively against single units. So he's not bad, but when you have units like her summoning like how many of these? 10 of these scorpions all in one go, you don't really see much utility for him in the context of PvP, which is unfortunate. Not that he's useless though, because he's part of the where is he? Oh, I can't click on Lupter's faction. Here we go. He's part of the 13人会议, which is a faction that increases the defense of melee units and the attack power, the offense of range units. Not a bad faction to have when you're doing the faction thing. But yeah, after I got Lupter, I got her Bison as well. Her Bison is one of my units I'm planning to raise. He's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Pua, this sniper, what's that called? What was I going to say? Crap. I was planning on raising her, but then I decided against it because apparently there are some trap units in this game. A trap unit example would be Haijia, yes. Haijia apparently has a skill that lowers what's that called? Lowers the attack of the units you're healing, but in exchange, what's that called? Is able to recover, what's that called? Is able to recover health quite significantly. The unit's design is basically orienting around the idea that you might be playing with tanks. Basically, this particular class, 重装. The idea behind her is that you're basically playing a lot with these tank units that are supposed to take a lot of damage and what's that called? Not supposed to deal that much damage. So in that way, she's able to offer survivability without hurting the what's it called? The offensive power of the tank. But the paradoxical part about this whole matter is that you may have a tank, yes, but because of the nature of the stage, where you have a time limit to clear all of the stages, it's not very good for you to have a low attack unit. So it's actually disadvantageous for you to have a tank in this game. Ironic. They are the most awkward class because sure, they're good at tanking a lot of heavy damage and so on, but they don't really help in the late game. They are in this awkward spot where they're able to take a lot of damage and reliably protect your team somewhat. Well, some of them do. But on the other hand, you're wasting one slot on your team just to be able to soak damage a little better when you could have someone like her Bison with like 3 of these things. And yeah. Or you have someone like, where is she? Her. Where she summons 3 of these dogs. Or you have a Scorpion Lady summoning 10 of these things. So yeah, the tank's in an awkward position in this game, so it's hard to explain. But yeah, she basically, this sniper in essence also has a similar sort of vibe, at least from what I understand. It's nice that her, what's that called? It's nice that her breakthrough here is able to obtain what's it called, this particular material at a 66% chance. That's not bad at all. I might raise her to breakthrough 2 if and only if I value this particular talent for the expedition. Aside from that, this is what's that called? This is fairly generic, I suppose. Her skill, if I remember correctly, was that in battle, her attack power increases by 22, and then over here is in battle, her attack increases by 47. It's not bad, but there are better options. What are the better options, you might be asking? Well, let's look at the clear example we had over here with Alulu. Alulu over here, she's able to, what's that called, shred the defense of the enemy that she attacks. So, 作为第二个部署，第一个提示，阿鲁鲁在本场战中永久增加18%的攻击力。If she's the second unit that's been deployed, she gains basically 10% attack power, which is not bad, but also not that strong, I suppose. It is good, yeah, but you have to specifically time it such as she's not the first unit that's being deployed, which is kind of awkward sometimes when you have a map that's sniper focus. Over here, it just increases from 10% to 22%, not a bad jump at all. This one is Immortality talent. Just Immortality alone makes it much better than the sniper I mentioned earlier, but the killer part is this one here. Every shot of this particular skill of 5 attacks lowers the defense by 6 points each for 5 seconds. So if you consider, what's that called? If you consider, where is she? If you consider Puwa, I can't tell what that word is. Puwa over here as a, if you consider Puwa over here as a self buffer, then you can think of Alulu as a debuffer, and the debuff benefits the entire team, which is pretty good. As you can see, she attacks multiple enemies, but if there's only one enemy in range, she will be able to, what's it called, trigger that skill immediately. But yeah, that's a nice preview of what exactly is going on over there. Anyway, let me just remove this and keep it. Just remove this, keep it as so. That's my next unit to raise. Ideally, would be her bison. Will also be where is her face? Here, Panna. Panna is a unique unit. She has very high burst potential against single units. So what's that called? This thing that we are looking at here. She basically is able to focus 3 of these shots in a sort of, what's that called? In a sort of animation, and each of these shots will deal 165% damage. That is a lot, and that's only level 1. I have to raise her a little bit more. But yeah, Panna is a fairly powerful unit when it comes to what's that called? When it comes to single target damage. Arguably, she would be better than Sun over here, if not for a few factors, but we will not talk about that right now. Sun over here has what's it called? Every third attack, increasing it to this particular stage, but Panna over here, she is a little less, how do I say this? A little less consistent, I guess. Her, what's it called? Her talent has an RNG sort of system where it will do one of 3 effects. The first would be that it bypasses 25% of the resistance, which is pretty good. That is already a lot of damage. Immediately recover 10 SP, so she can use her skill again. That's not bad as well. As well as receiving 10% attack power for 8 seconds. All 3 of these skills are not bad, although if I had to rank rank the importance in order, there will be this 25 bypass, the 8 seconds buff, as well as the 10 energy, in that order of importance, relevance, whatever. Anyway, yeah, that's my goal. I want to raise Panna. I also want to raise her bison. These 2 other units I'm currently keeping an eye out for. After I'm done raising those 2, I'm planning on raising Zhilian as well. Guren is a fairly powerful unit, I think. And what's that called? Her ability is not that bad. But ultimately, I think she could use a couple more buffs in her skills and so on. Not only because she's good for story, but also but also because she has some utility in PvP as well. PvP wise, her fanning attack, as well as her piercing attack and fanning attack. This is the piercing attack, and this over here is the fanning attack. Let me just give you a demonstration. This fanning attack that she's about to apply here, her attacks pierce through, as you can see. This fanning attack is fairly powerful when it comes to PvP, especially because some enemies like to spam, what's her name here, Shini. They like to spam like a lot of these small units, and Guren, as well as a couple of other units like this one, Hoye Shadow, they are good at taking out those ads, those small summon creatures. Are those called ads? Are those called mobs? I don't remember. Someone help me, I need a dictionary or something, but it's like way too late at night for me to wonder about stuff like that. Oh, let me just move that down. It's like 3 a.m. right now. It's way too hot here in Taiwan, so I can't fall asleep, so I'm doing this. I just happen to clear that. Alright, anyway, units I'm planning on raising are Panna, which is next to Tianyi over here. I'm also planning on raising her Bison, Flyer, and being a flyer and a mobbing sort of enemy, he's fairly good when it comes to enemies that don't have range capabilities. Very good assassin in that sense, defensive assassin. Aside from raising these two, I'm also planning on raising Tianyi as well. She's fairly important. Once she gets to her, what's that called? Once she gets to breakthrough 3, she'll be able to increase her, what's that called? She'll be able to increase her production. The number of drones produced with what's the word I'm looking for? With each skill activation by 1. So she'll be able to summon 4 of these little things, which is pretty powerful. It's like a 33% increase in power, and that's just one skill activation. If you're doing the roguelike mode that I did before, and you basically plop her down, that is a lot of 33% increases stacking up in your favor. Right, anyway, aside from these two and her Bison, I'm also planning on raising Suna. Suna is a interesting unit. She's a powerful assassin. The best part about her assassin kit is that she's able to bypass defenses. Straight up, just bypass them without the RNG nonsense that Panda has, which is pretty good. Which is really, really good, especially in later stages. Basically, units like Suna shine, the stronger the resistance is. The harder and stronger the enemy she has to face, the more effective she becomes. That sort of scaling mechanic is something that I prize highly. I'm not sure how well you value it, but I personally value it very highly. Aside from these 4 units, basically Panna, Tianyi, where is she? Panna, Tianyi, He Bison, and Suna over here. Aside from these 4, I'm also planning on raising what was her name? Laman. There we go. Laman, she apparently isn't that strong, but I don't care. I do not care. I'm going to raise Laman because because I like having a sort of heavy duty sniper like her, which is very good for taking out bulky heavy units. Even at level 50, her attack is like 563, and that's saying something, because when you look at what's that called? You look at some of these stronger units up here, you have like 523 for Alulu, and you have like 1279 for her. That's fine, that's normal. 364 at level 90. The fact that Laman, is able to deal 563 and out damage her by this significant amount is a bright road, I suppose, for her. Personally, if possible, I would have liked to raise Lobeya instead, the 6-star version of the sniper that often shows up in PvP. I would prefer having Lobeya, but I don't mind having Laman. And the other part about Laman is that she's part of the Baiduren over here, which is a powerful faction. This faction is especially powerful, and I I want to collect and raise as many of these faction units as possible, because yeah, I like using these units for raids. Basically this game mode where you fight bosses. This one. Yeah, this one. Notice how they have this symbol here showing like, oh, you should consider getting this faction, or you should consider getting units from this faction, or oh, you should consider getting units from this faction to keep your units healthy and alive. So that kind of thing. Yeah. But basically this. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I last stop? Right, Laman. Laman is my candidate for raising in Baituran, which is pretty good. Pretty good. That's 5 units I plan to raise. I want to raise so far. Was it? Hang on. Laman, Pana, Tianyi, Suna, Hebaisen. Yeah, 5 units I plan to raise. Oh no, wait, no. There's 6. You, Valencia. Valencia is a what's that called? She's a support unit, and she's a sort of mortar archetype. That means you put her down, and she's able to snipe a lot of enemies that move into her range. She's pretty powerful in that sense. But the part that really excites me is that this one here, she has a Phoenix ability, much like Alulu, so it's very powerful. And every time you raise her and increase her, the attack just gets stronger and stronger. Her ability to attack, her ability to, hurt the enemy, it gets stronger and better. Like that. That's what she looks like. She'll be able to use these pulse attacks to basically, what's that called? Deal progressive amounts of damage to the enemy. Once she's down, she'll have this 8-second stasis and revive at full health. Then she can start sniping again. This skill is especially useful in PvP, as you may guess, because PvP is full of people rushing and like trying to kill you at the in the shortest time frame possible. With units like this one that deal a lot of damage and are able to break through your defensive line very quickly. Or units like Jenny or like Sheni, this one that summon like a lot of small ads that are all very vulnerable, but if you don't have anyone with avia damage like Gurren or Hoye Shalo, then Valencia is a very good choice. As you can see from the skill preview earlier, her attacks deal AoE, which is pretty good. I suppose that that's enough of That's enough of reporting what I've done in my absence. I got a lot of nice units. I don't really know what to do with some of these units. I've been told that one of these 2 units here isn't worth raising. That Niblin is fine, Ao is fine, but one of these 2 units wasn't worth raising, and I can't remember who it was, but I'm gonna think it's this one that's not worth raising. What was the skill again? 黄连展开领域攻击提高28%，其周围敌人在死亡时提供一点费用，持续4秒。Oh my god, that sounds horrible. You have a field, you put up a field for 4 seconds, and within that 4 seconds, you gain increased attack speed. But you don't necessarily increase the attack or get DP. You can only gather DP after you kill the enemy yourself. That really sucks. Oh no. Oh, that sounds like it really, really sucks. What was yours again?
黑星的连击在超速运转时的攻击，还会使目标防守力降低6%。Right, when you're using this, what's it called? 高速连转what's it called? Stratagem. Basically, the relocate button at the bottom right over here that moves units around, I think. You'll be able to reduce the defense of the target you're attacking. So he's not too bad. It's just that his skill is way too situational. One, his skill is situational, and two, you don't want to use that how do I say this? You don't want to use that arrow thing on like trivial concerns such as like preserving his HP or so on. So it's not that worth it, I think. And also, if you're if you're in a situation where you're expected to debuff the enemy, you probably already have like some snipers and you likely already have some snipers as well as other stuff at the back of the at the back of the abdomen half, I guess. Abdomen half. Well, I've ranted on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but let me just give you a rundown. It is and Hati are the units I'm going to raise. Probably going to raise Yaren as well, but I'm not sure. I don't think I will though. Tianjin is fine as she is. You're mostly for PvP. Both of you I'm on the fence about. For Lee, Alulu going to raise for sure. Diamond going to not really going to raise Diamond. She falls off a bit. Laman definitely going to raise. These three not so much. Going to raise all 4 of these because what's it called? This magical girl faction is quite strong. Also, Panda's a very powerful single target damage dealer. Can't speak. Late. Way too late. I'm gonna raise Suna over here in this list. I think Shiro Neko is still my only group healer. Everyone else is a single target. Single target healers are weak in this game. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. Over here, her bison's going to be raised. That way I'll have these 3 ready to chunk down the enemy, I suppose. I'm going to raise Bolons here eventually. I'm also going to raise a Tian Yi as well. And finally, I'll just focus on these 2. Raise this if and when necessary. Alright. Should I end it off with a story reading part? I don't know, it's like way too late already. I'll do it another day. Well, good night. It's just an update for like what I've been doing. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Collect with 6-10 being cleared on auto deploy finally. Yes, sir. Have a good day, good night, whatever. Warm, too warm, air, killing, dying. Bye bye.